You've interviewed, evaluated, and negotiated. Now it's time for day one of the new job, and we've got a few tips and tricks that'll help kickstart that transition from student to seasoned professional.
So you have spent 4, 5, or 6 years studying your major, and one of the biggest differences you'll face when you're leaving college and going into the workplace is college forces you to look at a class schedule and arrange blocks of time, to have set meeting times with student organizations, and you have some options. In the workplace though, you will be given a project, maybe a whole week to do it. So you have these big chunks of time and no one is telling you how to divide them up, how to spend your time, when to take your lunch. And honestly, we hear from employers that the motivation to divide that time up, it has to come from within. Depending on the workplace, you might have a boss tell you, you have 40 hours and here's the project I want by close of business Friday. Some employers have noticed that these new graduates are so intelligent and they leave college expecting freedom. They're finally free of that college environment, but then are terrified because what do they do with their time? When you go home from work, there's no student organization calling you, there's not 20 emails you have to check. I mean, what do you do? So some students get lost without that breakdown of time being managed for them. We don't want that for you, and that's one of the things the OPCD really focuses on, is not just finding a career. We want you to think about your professional development and your time management skills.
And here's an interesting thought. While going into a new job may seem like the time to show off how experienced or talented you are, this is actually the time to show off a skill of a different kind.
Please remember the wonderful people skill of listening. Listen a lot more on those first few days so you can absorb as much knowledge as possible. Everything you do as a new employee is very important because people are learning about you and they're learning where you could contribute in the future. And it's really important that you build positive relationships. I can tell you it's a great idea to not get too friendly with your boss in those first few weeks on the job. Everyone wants to work as a team and be a good group member, but you do want to keep it professional because one day that person is going to be writing your recommendations.
So in terms of planning now for the career ahead of you, we've got a few simple steps that will help you think beyond the first day, week, or even year.
We encourage students to get involved early so that they can learn those skills. And one thing that we would always recommend is finding a workplace mentor. Find someone who has been in the workforce, maybe even reach out to an Auburn alumni group or network in your area, and find someone who can talk to you about how to balance pursuing your own personal goals now that you're not pursuing a diploma anymore. Know that you will be expected to work really hard once you leave college. You think that the exams are done, but those first few weeks and months and year on that new job are when people are going to be watching you and testing you to see what you can do. So expect to work hard, show that you work hard, and also make sure you know exactly how you're going to be evaluated on your success in the workplace.
This is a lot to balance, so don't be afraid to ask questions, learn from those around you, and keep realistic expectations.
Please know that it is absolutely normal to be nervous in your first few days and weeks on a job because you are learning something for the very first time and classes don't teach you those life skills. We try our best and that is our goal, to develop you as a professional. But once you have that great resume and you do that great interview and you get the offer, from there you're going to walk into that building and your OPCD counselor might not be right behind you on that day. And it will be nerve-wracking, and that is normal. Know that you are not alone, that most everyone that I have talked to, that we have talked to, feels that same way, that stepping in that door, finding your first cubicle, hanging your first office decoration, all of that is really special, but absolutely can be terrifying, and we understand. And that is where identifying a good workplace mentor will also really help you.
And that sums up not just surviving, but thriving in a new job. Got questions? Stop into Louder 101 if you'd like to learn more.